Hey there, how's it going? I'd like to share a little something with you today. As you can see right in front of me, I have the complete first and second seasons of Regular Show on Blu-ray. This is a pretty special set for being the only Regular Show set to ever get a release on Blu-ray. I wish the whole series had, but alas, it wasn't meant to be, I guess. Unfortunately, after this one, Region 1 would only get Season 3 and only on DVD. I read online that this didn't sell quite well, the Blu-ray set, but I read it online, so take that with a grain of salt if you will. Anyway, I'd like to showcase this and the rest of my Regular Show season today because Regular Show is probably one of, if not my absolute favorite Cartoon Network show of all time. It's such a great show, and it's very funny, very clever. Anyway, taking a good look here at the front of the slipcover, we have the guys taking an awkward photo. Title of the show, which is embossed, and so is this Cartoon Network logo. It is too. Have this pretty cool banner. The set is made to look like a book. I'm not sure what made they go with this design, but it is a pretty cool design. Looks pretty sleek. Here we have the spine with Mordecai on top. The name of the show, the power. Here's some more information. Let's take a look at the back, shall we? First off, we have an episode guide, which is always nice to have. Going on to the special features. This is really nice to have commentary for all 40 episodes. That's not something you see with every show. A lot of times they will do commentary for a handful of episodes, but not for all of them. And there's a lot here. As for the commentaries themselves, they end up ranging from pretty interesting tidbits, little stories and pieces of behind the scenes for the show, to being kind of not very great with just the staff watching and kind of laughing, kind of, not adding too much to the conversation, but still pretty interesting, pretty neat to listen to. Especially for the episode Brain Eraser, which is the one Mordecai sees Pops naked and tries to forget about it by all means. That one is very interesting because instead of being the cast and crew just talking about the episodes, they're actually reprising their roles as Mordecai, Rigby, and Pops, which is very funny. It's basically just the characters themselves providing commentary for this moment of their lives, which I really wish they would do for the episodes where they don't have that much to talk about. Moving on to the other special features, because this truly is quite packed with them. This CG test for the Hodgepodge monster, I don't know why, but it made me laugh. It's basically just that hamburger guy from the Just Set Up the Chairs episode spinning for 4 seconds. That's all it is. Pretty funny. The Naive Man from Lollylands is the introduction of Pops from a student short that J.G. Quintel made, and it's pretty sweet. It's pretty funny, if a bit crude. And it would be really nice to have 2 in the AM PM, but as this is a PG set, they didn't want to include that because if you've watched that, the characters are tripping on acid, literally tripping on acid. And speaking of things that aren't very PG, JG Peaches the Power has a handful of swearing, and not the mild swearing you would expect from the first season of the show. It's all censored, of course, but I could see some using this as fuel for that one theory that says that Regular Show was originally meant for Adult Swim. It never was though. In case you don't already know, that's a myth. As for another one that's kind of notable, Sam sings Mystery Karaoke, which is indeed a mystery because there is no sound. I honestly even thought that maybe my disc was defective, but nah, that's just how it's supposed to be. Anyway, I'm not going to be talking about every single special feature, just thought I would mention some of the more notable ones, so let's move on. I will be taking off the slipcover now to showcase the case itself, which is not much different. Here's the spine, here's the back, pretty much the same. Opening here, we have 2 discs. Unfortunately, there was supposed to be a little insert here, but my copy doesn't have it. I bought it used, bought it for a good price, but still, maybe I might need to end up replacing the set at some point in the future because I don't have the little insert and my slipcover has a couple of dings here and there. But anyway, here's a closer look at disc 1. Mordecai and Rigby playing with the power. Disc 2, them just hanging out. So nice to have whole seasons in a single disc. Wish I could have more of that. Anyway, something else that I would like to mention about this set in particular is that on the... I'm not sure which disc it is. I think it's the first one. If you insert the Konami code on your remote, on the main menu, you actually get a hidden little special feature with JG Quintel drawing and signing the insert that I was supposed to have with this, but I don't, unfortunately. I don't even know if this came with an insert. Maybe the insert was just on the DVD. That's something I'll have to look out for some other time. Now moving on to Season 3, which unfortunately is only on DVD, no Blu-ray release this time around, but it's still nice to have. It still very much follows the book format from the first and second seasons. Unfortunately, it has a couple of dings here and there. Even though I bought this one brand new, the mail wasn't the kindest with this one. It's not embossed. We have a cooler picture on the front of the box instead of them just staring awkward at the camera. Here's a look at the spine. Rigby on top, looking like he doesn't want to be here. In the show, season, DVD, same as previous set. And we have a little baby duck here. Here's a look at the back of the box. As usual, having the episode guide here, always nice to have. This time around, much less special features. The episode commentaries, unlike on the previous season, this time around it's only 10 episodes that have commentaries instead of all 40, which is a shame, but it's better than nothing. And honestly, one of the episodes that do have commentary is the two-parter Terror Tales of the Park, so maybe you could even make an argument that this really has 9 commentaries instead of 10. And they always talking about being connected by the stars on these commentaries on every single one. I'm not sure what that is. The other special features, I don't think they're as interesting as the ones for seasons 1 and 2, but I still think they're pretty neat, worth a watch. Getting rid of the slipcover, as you might expect, it's pretty similar again. Opening it, and this time around I do have an insert for this season. It's especially nice to have the episodes and special features broken down for each disc, because with Blu-ray you can usually have an entire season in a whole disc, but since the DVD format holds much less data, it's nice to have these here so I can know which discs have which episodes. Not that I would watch these if I were binge watching, but anyway. Here's disc 1. The guy's hanging out with some soda. Here's disc 2. And disc 3. The discs very much follow the same format as seasons 1 and 2, just this time around they're DVD, unlike Blu-ray. Really wish this were Blu-ray once again, but hey, I'd rather have this than not have it at all. Now what's next for a regular show on physical media? Season 4 surely, right? Well, not quite. For one reason or another, the rest of the series was never released on Region 1. However, when one region fails us, another picks up the slack. Here's the complete 4th season, courtesy of MadMan Entertainment, from Australia, an Australian exclusive, and all seasons moving forward will be Australian exclusives. Thankfully, the Guardians of Obsolete Formats decided to bless us with the complete 4th season, all the way to the 8th season, exclusively in Australia. Region 1 would still get the compilation DVDs and the occasional release of the movie, but yeah, for season sets, that was that. Seasons 1, 2, and 3. But hey, it's better than nothing. Here's a good look at the front cover. Again, holding the book aesthetic. Even though this one is kind of different, it still looks kind of similar. As you can see, the pattern is even similar on the cover art. Taking a look at the spine, which is different. It would be nice to have them all be the same so that they could look nicer on the shelf, but it doesn't look bad at all in my opinion. Now, something that's very unfortunate is that we lose special features with these releases. We just have a little synopsis for the season and the usual table of contents. Something to note here though, there is one episode missing, that episode being That's My Television, which is episode 19 of season 4. No idea why it wasn't included in this set, just wasn't. So it's kind of a complete collection but missing one single episode. Anyway, opening it up, and this time around we have a clear case so that we can have the episode guides on the back here instead of having an insert. The discs are very similar to their Region 1 counterparts. Mordecai and Rigby fighting on disc 1, here we have disc 2, and here we have disc 3 with them rocking out. They all have this pictures aesthetic. It's not bad, it's just different. Region 1, the seasons 1, 2, and 3, they had ambient menus with ambient sounds and a shot of the park on the background, while the MadMan releases have a handful of Polaroids on the foreground and a park on the background. But instead of being ambient noises, the theme song for the series plays. Talking a little bit about the complete 4th season, I think this is pretty much my favorite season of regular show. All seasons are great in my opinion, even though some of the later ones get a little bit of flack. I think the show in its entirety is excellent, but this one is my favorite season. I just think it's the funniest season, and I just think, if I remember correctly, this is the last season to have the more mature jokes in them, because regular show always kind of pushed the envelope a little bit with what they could get away with in terms of jokes. And this one was kind of the last. Now, they didn't completely stop with the clever jokes and innuendos, but I feel like they did wind down on those a little bit. I also believe that the character writing really reaches a peak on this season. And something else that I would like to talk about, considering the fact that this is an Australian release that also came out in New Zealand, is the fact that regular show really had a lot of censorship on those countries, but thankfully it's not the case on these sets released by MadMan. Thankfully they are completely uncensored, so that's not something to worry about. Here's the 5th season of regular show, not really that much to talk about here, just another great selection of episodes. Park employees looking really cool on the cover there. Just look at the spine, this time around they have this mustard color. Table of contents, as usual, no special features unfortunately. Opening it up, here's a look at disc 1, disc 2, eating cheesers, and disc 3. I feel like on season 5, Rigby really stopped being less of a jerk to Mordecai all the time, because on the previous seasons he was really a jerk, but it was funny. Sometimes he still is, but you know, it feels like his character is really growing in, especially here. Next up we have season 6, which is home to my least favorite episode of regular show, that being Party Horse. I'm sorry if there are any Party Horse aficionados out there, I just can't stand that episode. I find it to be so annoying. The sequel episode on season 7 is not that bad though. Something else about this season is the fact that it includes the real Thomas, which, come to think of it, I wonder why he hasn't been in many of these covers. Maybe people just couldn't care less about Thomas. It's kind of a funny cover. Vance's head is massive and Margaret's feathers here, they're green instead of being white. I don't know why. Opening it up, same as usual. Here's disc 1, here's disc 2, and here's disc 3. Now something that comes on the... whoops, forgot to show this. Now something that comes with the last 2 seasons, season 7 and 8, is the shorts for those seasons. Season 6 had shorts produced for it, but they aren't on the set. I'm not sure why. It's considering the fact that season 7 and 8 have the shards produced for them on their respective sets. Now, here we have the movie. Here's a look at the spine as usual. The whole space aesthetic, because they're flying through space on this one. It's pretty cool that we get some special features this time around. After all, it is the regular show movie. They wouldn't just leave it without special features, right? So there's a couple of pretty neat things here. Sadly, got a couple of scratches on the disc itself, unfortunately. Mayo can be kind of annoying with that. Here's a little insert for some mobile game that's for sure been delisted by now. Single most important DVDs you will ever watch in your entire life. Not this one, I don't like you. I like Clarence though, I like Clarence a lot. Over the Gun Raw was also great. Adventure Time, and the first 3 seasons also available on Blu-ray. Anyway, this would be the last regular show release to actually have special features, to actually have a commentary, and to actually have bonuses on the disc that isn't just the shorts on the next couple seasons that I'll look at. My personal recommendation when watching these is, if you have these on physical media or if you're planning on buying them, finish off disc 2 of season 6 and then go for the movie. That's around the time where it was firstly released on DVD and then later it aired on TV. I'm pretty sure it goes more or less in that order before all the dome stuff, but sandwiched in the middle of season 6. Moving on to season 7. As I mentioned, this includes all the shorts produced for this season. No other bonus features though, unfortunately. Still nice to have as usual. Just the shorts listed there. Disc 1, Disc 2, and Disc 3. The shorts are on Disc 3. All the other seasons had the trailers on their Disc 3, no shorts or any other stuff. I think this one in Season 8 also have trailers on their last discs. A bunch of trailers for other DVDs that MadMan Entertainment were putting out at the time. The season is pretty interesting. We have the whole setting up of the Space Park program thing. Some loose ends get tied. I really like the episode about Pop's favorite planet. Pop is such a sweet character. And at last, but certainly not least, we have the complete 8th season. Now, I'm not sure as to why, but as you can see, season 8 has only 2 discs instead of the usual 3. Season 6 had the same amount of episodes as this season, and that one had 3 discs, but this one has only 2. Why? I'm not sure. It's not like I noticed a drop in video quality though. It's still pretty nice as all the other seasons. Here's a look at this one in the back there with High Five Ghost. Here's a look at this too with Muscle Man. I feel like this too should have had pops or maybe anti-pops. I think it would be more fitting. And here we have those Polaroid pictures as usual from the MadMan releases. The episodes on this season really give regular show a fresh coat of paint. A lot of people dislike this season for having a lot of filler episodes. I still find them to be very good episodes to watch, very entertaining, very different regular show in space. In the finale, there's not even much to say about that hasn't already been said. It's magnificent and makes me cry every time. Something I would like to mention about the Season 8 DVD is that while the previous seasons had the menus be a picture of the park and the Polaroids, Season 8's menus have a picture of the space tree instead, which is some good attention to detail. They could very well have just used the picture of the park again, but they did something a little different for this season, which is very appreciated. Now, it's very unfortunate that this isn't the box set that was shown on one of the final episodes of Season 8 that everybody wanted. And also very unfortunate that this isn't all on Blu-ray. Considering how regular show has very beautiful looking backgrounds, but it still is very nice to have all of regular show on official physical releases. There are bootleg complete series on both DVD and Blu-ray out there for regular show, but I always prefer to get the official releases when I can. So for that I am very thankful that MadMan Entertainment exists and had the rights to Cartoon Network shows at one point so that they could release the 5 seasons of regular show that Region 1 never got. Those being seasons 4 to 8, as you can see here of course. Something that's worth mentioning is that in Australia MadMan actually did release 2 different box sets for regular show. Those being the complete seasons 1 through 4, that you can't guess what's on that one, and the Totally Total box set, which had the complete series on DVD, including the movie. Now, just to reiterate, this collection does have a couple of bad aspects. Like I said a handful of times during this video, Seasons 4 onwards do not have any special features. Season 4 is lacking episode 18 of the season, that's My Television. Season 6 lacks the shorts produced for it. And I suppose some might also be bothered by the fact that the spines for the Region 1 releases don't perfectly match their Australian and New Zealand counterparts. The spines don't totally fit in with each other, but it doesn't look bad at all in my opinion. I do really like the design of the spines on the Region 1 sets with the color of the case, or rather slipcovers matching those of the character featured on the top, and in the bottom we have a little something from the season. Season 1 having the power, which is very iconic of that first season. It would have been really cool to see if they released Seasons 4 onwards and had the other main characters on the spine. Maybe have a green color like the one for Season 7 and maybe have, I don't know, Muscle Man lifting up some weights. It would look really cool in my opinion. But anyway, this is it for today. I would like to thank you for watching this video. This is Tali signing off, and God bless!